guys, well, welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be explaining to you guys today what you need if you want to get your Corsa VXR to 300 brake. Now, I get asked this quite a lot. I get DMs and stuff like that about people asking me, oh, I've got this part, and this part. Will that get me to around 300 brake? And 9 times out of 10, there's always something that's missed out. I did do a video on this last year regarding prices and stuff like that. So if you want to go and look at that and see how much it costs me personally and what parts I use, make sure you can have a look at that. I'll leave the link to the video in the description. But today I'm just going to give you a rundown of every single part you will need to get your Corsa VXR to 300 brake, and I'll give you a list of who you can use for certain things, and basically a rundown of everything you'll need. Just if you guys are thinking 300 brake and you're looking at parts, you've got some parts, but hopefully I can clear a few things up and give you a list of anything you might have forgotten whilst collecting your parts. So let's go. Right then guys, you're going to have to, first thing, you have to forge your engine. Now, you were never going to get anywhere near 300 brake on a stock engine, not a chance. Rodney will just pop out and say hello. So you're going to need it forged. Now, the person who built mine is Warren from WG Motorworks. They are based in Kent. They build VXR engines. However, they did put a post up recently how they're sort of steering away from the VXR scene. So, but at the moment, from what I can see, they are still dealing with them. So it's always worth asking him, see if he can build your engine if that's what you want. If that's who you want to use. He's based, like I said, near Kentish way. Also, Chris from Wayside Performance, who's based in Coventry. Now, he's my tuner. He built my top end for me. I can't recommend him enough to anybody. He's absolutely brilliant. He's always helpful, always messages back. He's really good. He's really well priced as well, so he's definitely one to consider. Also, there is Phil Nichols. I think he's based in Wales. He's got a big following in the Corsa VXR scene. He's built a lot of engines and he's got a really good reputation. Also, there is Rusty Autos, who's based in Sutton and Ashfield. If that's a bit closer to you, he also dabbles with these. He's also got his own YouTube channel, so make sure you go and check him out if you want to have a look at the sort of work he does. Now, for the engine wise, to get to 300 brake, you're going to need obviously a set of forged pistons and a set of rods. I use ZRP rods with Wasner pistons. I'm running 79mm, so I didn't have the engine bored out. So if your engine's on its way, or you want the engine bored, bear in mind this will be a bit more expensive, because obviously the engine's got to be taken out. If you just opt for the 79mm, they can be fitted in basically in the engine situ, so it will save you a little bit of money. And obviously these pistons can get to that power. For the top end, you're going to need a set of cams now, and the valve springs as well. So you're going to need, I'm running Piper Fast Road, or if you're going to go for a hybrid turbo, if you're only looking for around a 300 brake mark, a hybrid turbo will be enough. And you also, when just a set of Piper Fast Road cams will be sufficient as well. If you go anything bigger than that, believe it or not, it will slow you down, because the bigger cams, like the Garrett cams, like the big lumpy cams, these will slow you down with a hybrid turbo, because obviously it's not going to be efficient for the turbocharger you're running, basically. So you can get these parts from many places. WG Motor Parts sell all the bits you will need. Wayside Performance can also get you a set of cams and springs and stuff like that. It's basically just have a look around, go on eBay, just make sure you go for decent spec stuff. Don't go for some eBay Chinesium rubbish. Just get a decent set of rods, decent set of pistons, and obviously a set of Piper cams or the equivalent. I know cat cams are available for these cars, but they're not as popular. I'll just go for a set of Piper cams, guys. They're safe bet, and they've been brilliant. There's no issues with them or anything like that. So that's basically the engine side of things. Right then guys, the next thing you need is a front mount intercooler. Now there's plenty available. I've gone for an AirTech. So basically you want an AirTech stage 2 intercooler of something thereabouts. So don't buy an eBay one or just a universal fitment one, because they're rubbish. You're never going to get like the sufficient cooling you need. So an AirTech one will be sufficient, and they do pop up now and then second hand if you don't want to pay full price for one. But yeah, I do recommend an AirTech, because you're obviously going to need to cool things down a little bit and give you the power you want. Because if you ever do decide to change your intercooler, when you look at the stock one compared to an uprated one, you will be surprised, guys. The difference is night and day. Like the thickness, it's crazy how much different it is. So yeah, 100% you're going to need a front mount intercooler. Right then guys, the next one you're going to need is a bigger intake system. Now you will need the 80mm intake system, so you're going to need 80mm MAF, an 80mm air filter and obviously the joiner and everything else to go with it. Now this one I've got on mine is an enhanced performance intake system with an AEM air filter, and obviously the mass sensor is from Courtney Sport. Now this is what you're going to need, guys, because the 70mm one, it just won't provide enough air for you to get the power you want. So 100% you're going to need one of these. Right then, the next thing you need is injectors. Obviously, you're going to have to go for at least 613cc injectors to get to 300 brake, as the 395cc's won't get you there. You're going to be looking at about 250, 260 brake at a push on the 395. So you need at least 613cc injectors. And if you're only going for around 300 brake, you won't need an uprated fuel pump. I'm still running a stock fuel pump on my car, so it's fine. The fueling's fine. The AFRs are spot on. So it's mainly if you're just going for the 300, 613cc injectors is what you're going to need. Obviously they're located here at the back of the engine on the inlet, so that's what you're going to need, guys, or anything above. Just, you know, if you're going for a lot more power in the long run, obviously buy bigger injectors and have them mapped in to suit your power level. But 395s just won't cut it, guys, and you won't need an uprated fuel pump to run 300. You can do if you want, it's up to you, but like I said, I'm still running a stock fuel pump, so I'm running 310 brake, so that's that, guys. Right then, guys, the next thing you need is a 3-bar map sensor, which is located on your intercooler pipe just there. So you will need a 3-bar map sensor or a 4-bar map sensor for you to run the boost levels you're going to need to obviously run the power that the 300 brake you're going to need. So like I said, it's located there. I got mine from Nevlock Performance, I think they're called. So you can buy one from them. It's relatively cheap, or you can get them from R&D. However, I bought my last one from R&D and it failed. If you'd watched my previous videos, the map sensor was a problem on my boost issue. But since I've had the one from Nevlock, it's been perfect. So you will 100% need one of them. Right then, guys, the next thing you're going to need is obviously a turbocharger, an uprated one, because a stock one, you got no chance, but they max out about 250 brake. So you want either a KO3 stage 2 turbo or a KO4, depending on whether you want the lag or not. So if you're going for a KO3, make sure it's a stage 2 version, because that will push you to the 300, 310 mark, probably similar to what I'm running. But if you go for a KO4, you will be knocking on the door of 350 brake, especially if you go for the new stage 2 turbo that KRS have produced. So if you want a turbo from them, I do highly recommend them. I've seen George's one on his, their new KO4, and like I said, that he's knocking on the door of 350 brake. But if you just want one like mine, it's a KO3 stage 2 turbo from KRS. So if you just Google them or go on Facebook, you'll find them on there. You'll also need an uprated actuator. Now KRS usually throw in a turbo smart actuator for not much more. So basically, go check out their prices, guys, because they are really cheap for a turbo. Considering, like, if you're looking to go Garrett, you're looking at best part £1,200-1,300 just for the turbo on its own. Obviously, you need manifold and everything else on top of that. Whereas if you go for a KRS, KO3 or KO4, it all comes ready to go, fitting on. And especially with the KO3, basically it's a straight swap. You don't have to buy any fittings or any lines like that. It's just basically bolt on, bolt off sort of job. But with the KO4, I'm pretty sure you have to. There's a few little tweaks you need to do to the oil feed lines and stuff like that on the return and all the little bits and pieces, which isn't no drama. But I just found the KO3 it's just a straight bolt on, bolt off job, and everything just fitted with no issues at all. It's something you can do at home. So basically, that's the turbocharged setup, guys. Guys, the next thing you need is an exhaust. It's going to have to be a 3-inch exhaust for you to get the flow and get the exhaust gases out as quick as possible to give you the power you want. Now it needs to be a turbo back exhaust if you want to be pushing over 300 brake. There was a lot of brands available. You can go for a Piper system, which is sort of like the premium one. You can go for a Scorpion system, a Miltech system. Just search for an exhaust, but it has to be a 3-inch exhaust, guys. Anything you won't get away with a 2.5-inch exhaust at 300 brake. It will just restrict the car too much. So you can look, they pop up on Facebook or Instagram now and then, or on eBay if you don't want to buy brand new. But if you want to buy brand new, just basically Google it. If we can get directly from Piper. And again, Wayside Performance is someone you can speak to for this, or any sort of VXR tuner. They'll be able to get you a decent exhaust setup and fit it for you for probably not much more. So that's basically the exhaust side of thing, guys. Right then, the next thing you're going to need is a clutch. Now the stock clutch won't handle 300 brakes, so you're going to need an aftermarket clutch. I'm running a WG Motorworks Stage 2 clutch kit and solid floor well. Yes, it's when you go for a solid floor, it is a bit rattly, but at the end of the day, it's a compromise you're going to have if you want to run 300 brake, because you need a stronger clutch. So a WG Motorworks Stage 2 or Stage 3 clutch kit, that will do you, or Courtney sell a clutch kit as well if you want to go to them. Basically, you need something that will take the power of 300 brake and around 300 foot-pounds of torque. So when you're searching for your clutch, make sure when you look at the description and stuff like that, make sure it says in the description what power level this clutch is rated at, because anything under that, if you want 300 brake and you go for mapping, your clutch starts slipping, you're going to be gutted. So make sure the clutch can take the power before you buy it. And again, you probably will have to go solid flywheel, because what sticking with the dual mass flywheel, the clutch kits are available can't really take the power, so you are going to have to go a solid flywheel, guys. Right then, guys, and the final one's going to be remapping. Now there's lots of companies who can do this for you. Again, Wayside Performance using a Rapid map, WG Motorworks if they're still doing VXRs when you're watching this, again a Rapid map, or there's R&D, they do mapping as well for these. So they're basically the three that I would probably use if I were you guys. Also there's SM Tuning as well. He's a mobile mapper, so if you don't mind having your car not done on a rolling road, unless you want to drive down to Stevenage to obviously have your car mapped, unless it's local to you. But that's what he does. He does dyno runs from Stevenage, or it comes out to your house and maps your car in situ sort of thing. But I do recommend Chris at Wayside Performance for your mapping, or WG Motorworks, or R&D. So it's down to you guys who you want to use to map your car, to get your car to 300 brake. So that's it for this one today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it cleared a few things up for you regarding parts and stuff you might need for 300 brake. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.